Gladys, and there was a question for you.
What was the question?
As to whether you serve the president or people.
Yes, that is my party leader and my president.
Of the land. It's unconstitutional to pick anybody and keep them beyond a certain limit of time, because the constitution that we have been swearing to expects me as a leader. So when you are telling me that as a deputy speaker, that you cannot pronounce on this matter, because when you are a deputy speaker, you are somebody who's different. And in fact, these people, the parents should go and give these reports on missing persons. Deputy Speaker, Madam Shollei, these people are not missing. They are being abducted. They are being taken from their homes. There are CCTV cameras. The cars that are picking them are known. I
think, Honorable Gladys, that the response to matter concerning the lives of Kenyans, the abductions that have been happening, appears to be slow in terms of the sluggish nature of the answers to this very complex problem.
Yes. I think I'm glad you've asked me that question. I have been closely following the case that has been before Justice Bahati, where the Kenya National Human Rights Commission, together with Law Society, have went to court asking for a habeas corpus orders, which is asking for production of certain persons directed at the IG and other state agencies. And during that time, they were saying that 7 persons were missing. And what happened is, the IG at that time said, give me time to take statements, because when you make a missing persons report, statements are then taken, the phone number of the person is taken, the Facebook accounts and all are investigated. You might have to speak to the phone operator companies to help you in those investigations. And that's what the IG asked. And since then, 6 out of the 7 missing persons have been found. And when the last court case, the IG said, these 6 who have now shown up did not come out of police custody, because he had said they're not in my custody anywhere in any police station. He then said, I want the family members to come and give us information so that we can commence investigations. The 6 out of the 7 have been found. The last court hearing, the IG asked the court, now, in order for us to investigate where these people were and where they were being held, I need them to come and file reports with us. They have not filed those reports. So the IG said, should I arrest them? He asked the court, can I arrest them so that they can come and give me the information of where they were? The court told the IG, don't arrest them, but the court directed the Kenya National Human Rights Commission to ensure that those people go to them as a commission, record statements, and then accompany them to the DCI to take statements on where they were, who was holding them, and the conditions under which they were held and abducted. We are waiting for that to happen. That's why I'm saying, let's be very careful about the speculation. Because remember that Kenya, every day, across the world, people routinely give reports of missing persons, record reports of missing persons. When they do, the investigations then commence at that stage. So what we have said is, yes, Kenyans are entitled to report missing persons, and Kenyans are entitled to ensure that, are entitled to demand that the investigations must be done. And what we say is that the reports of those investigations, the IG must give it to Kenyans. And we're waiting for that. That's why I'm saying I do not want to speculate. For example, let me just finish on this point, because it's very important. I know that the Cabinet Secretary, Justin Muturi, has mentioned in his statement that his son was abducted. What we then need, the correct thing to do, is for his son to go to the police station now that he has been found.
He did so.
To go and say who abducted him and etc. Yeah. And that is what should now be the issue that should be discussed in the proceedings. Okay. So it is important that we, as Kenyans, we try and follow things in a logical manner.
All right.
And be able...
Let me hold
so that we don't make it look like when a person is missing, They have not been automatically abducted by the police. They are missing until investigations are done to find out, is it the police that abducted them, or is it maybe even the person had a debt with somebody and then you're picked up.
Well,
I mean, the person...
clearly that is...
But I'm just saying is that we cannot always default that it's the police.
Okay, so
but what the police must do is undertake investigations. That's why we are appealing. I sympathize with Kenyans who say they have reported missing persons.
Okay, so
but what we are asking them also...
Did the gentleman who went missing from Embu County, so as Leslie Muturi, in June 2024.
Yes.
That's just on a factual note, because you said that they have to record statements to the authorities. But they did, and investigations are underway. Nonetheless, though, you said the police are investigating. Who, in your view, then, do you think is undertaking all this?
I don't speculate. I don't know. Until investigations tell us, then we will know. And each is a case-by-case basis.
Are you bothered by what's happening in our country?
What is happening in our country?
The abductions of including foreigners.
You know, that's why, Ayub, you must remember something. I will not come here to speculate or to cast aspersions. My issue is I'm looking at it on a case-by-case basis. That's why I'm giving you the 7 people who are reported missing by LSK and the Kenya National Human Rights. I have been following up that matter because I wanted to know what is it that people are discussing, so that I don't come to speculate.
People are discussing abductions, Madam Speaker.
Yes, I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's why I was following up the court case.
Yes.
Because there was 7 abductions that were reported in that particular court case. 6 of them have already been found. And now we are waiting. The court has ordered that they must record statements of where they were. When that report comes to court, I will come back on this television station and I will tell you this is what has been reported to the court, so that I'm not speculating.
Okay.
And each missing person you deal with on a case-by-case basis.
And here is one final question. I'll go to Senator Onyonka next. As then the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, because it's so a privileged position to hold, Madam Speaker, aren't you bothered when Kenyans are abducted using unmarked vehicles, people who don't identify themselves, for a country that has prided itself among the community of nations as a safe haven, even for foreigners, leave alone Kenyans? I mean, doesn't that bother you as the Deputy Speaker of an arm of government that is so influential in our constitutional arrangement?
Okay, so first of all, I just want to correct you. When I'm sitting here, I'm not sitting here as Deputy Speaker. I'm here as a politician. I'm here as a politician. And I'm also here as an individual member of this country and as a member of Uasin Gishu County. When I am presiding over the House, that is when I'm Deputy Speaker. At the moment, it's how I conduct myself during the proceedings. So I think you trying to pull that and so on. And then I'm not saying that I'm not bothered by the abductions. Yeah. I am bothered by the abductions to the extent that I am closely following up the court case.
Okay, and so
I am following. Yes,
away from your title.
No. I'm just saying. Okay. What has me being Deputy Speaker got to do with something that I'm doing as a political leader in this country? Okay. Yes, but I'm just telling you, I am responsible enough because I don't think you have been following those proceedings that have been before Justice Nambu.
I did.
I am following it. I'm following it closely. Yeah. Every time the matter is in court, I go online and listen to it because I am curious to understand where all this is coming from. And I'm curious to see the response of the IG. And like I said, I will know the update when these 6 people who have been found now report so that they say where they were. Point made. But then you cannot tell me there's abductions and marked vehicles. You see, those are your... that is your... No, I'm just saying that's your knowledge. Yeah. I want to see the statements.
It's public knowledge as well.
No, that is what is being said in the public. But what I want to know is from these 6 people, where they were, they'll tell us whether it was unmarked vehicles, who picked them up, and so on. Then I can comment on it. But you can't tell me to speculate on something. Surely, I think it's unfair.
Okay, so fair enough.
And if you know that is happening, we also expect you to go and report to the police station.
Okay.
Of the land. It's unconstitutional to pick anybody and keep them beyond a certain limit of time because the constitution that we have been swearing to expects me as a leader. So when you are telling me that as a deputy speaker that you cannot pronounce on this matter because when you are a deputy speaker you are somebody who's different, and in fact these people the parents should go and give these reports on missing persons. Deputy Speaker, Madam Shollei, these people are not missing. They are being abducted. They are being taken from their homes. There are CCTV cameras. The cars that are picking them are known. They are government cars. Everybody knows that kids have been killed. People are being killed and thrown into mortuaries and picked from there. How you make me feel that actually we are in a country where there's a group of people who completely would rather have everybody in this country killed because they criticize the government, because of their interest, because this country is larger than any of us. This country has reached a stage, if this nonsense doesn't stop, Ayub, they'll come for you here next. After that, they'll come for me. After they finish with me, they'll go to Mui. Finally, they'll come to you. Because what they want you to do, you will not agree. So what we are saying, let us just save this country. Forget about the shenanigans. You are in government, we are not in. I have said severally, Ayub, I don't hate President Ruto. I want him to succeed. I respect him. He's my president. The guy is so bright. Why is it difficult to run this country?
You know, Ayub, what's happening? He's playing to the gallery.
When we are talking about the people who are on this page, the people you work with are the ones who show who your friends are, and they're the ones who tell Kenyans what your government is.
Abductions. I say abductions is illegal. It is wrong. I sympathize with the families whose persons have been abducted, but the only way we can help is to ensure that we support the investigations. Then we can know what to do about it. It's just making statements that people have been abducted is not going to help us. It will just become a story that will be on the headlines, but will not get to the bottom of it. So I think as responsible citizens, we must all marshal forces to help each other. Yeah. And that is why I'm very happy about what the Kenya National Human Rights Commission and the Law Society have done. They've done the right thing. They've gone and they've reported the missing persons. They have then moved to the court. The court has given orders directed at the IG and had asked for an update. And like I said, the update has been given to the court. And the court has said, we want to know that one person who's still missing. So for each person who's missing, we must report them.
Okay.
Let
me finish up. I'll come to you. But Honorable Gladys, then, what does the government know about abduction or the abductions in the country?
That's what I'm saying. The way to know what the police know about it, like I said, I am following what is...
Due process.
Yes, the due process. Okay. That is how you get to the bottom of it. And then you cannot also talk about abductions blanket form. Maria Sarungi.
Yeah, the Tanzanian.
The Tanzanian, yes, has now been found. And when she comes forth, it is what her statements that she will make, what she will say she knows, and other further investigations that will tell us to get to the bottom of it so that we know who is involved in these abductions. But it has to be on a case-by-case basis. So we encourage Kenyans to report missing persons. That is the way we can get to the bottom of it. It's no good to make a press statement about it or speak generally about it. But any Kenyan who has somebody in your family is missing, please report it. Okay. Also, you help with investigations, like investigating a murder. When a murder happens, the only way you get to the bottom of it, all the people who are around the person are interrogated, the people who live with the person are interrogated, the last person who was, if the person had been to a restaurant, all the waiters are interrogated and give statements. Okay. That is the way we investigate all crimes, not just abductions. Yeah, whether it's murder, whether it's assault, that is the way you investigate it.
And Honorable Gladys, then, why is the seriousness in the level of our investigations? Leslie Mutori recorded statements in June last year. What has been happening for the past 6 months?
I did not know that he had actually made a report on that investigation.
Okay.
And if he has made the report, then investigation must be ongoing. So what we should be demanding...
For 6 months without answers?
No, I'm just saying, now that you've told me that investigations have been made, what you should be doing even as the media is going to the police station where he made his statement. We should be asking that particular police station where he reported to give us a report on their investigations.
Okay, he did record it. And one final question on her. I'll come to KJ and then Senator. We have some 18 minutes. Still have some time. And Honorable Shollei, because it seems we are in an echo chamber where a lot of statements are made in silos. I mean, the confusion around this entire critical talk about abductions. Then what did the president know when he said he will end abductions in the country?
He said that his government does not condone abductions of Kenyans. It's an illegality. That was his statement, and he's disassociated himself from it. And that is why I'm saying is that is why, in fact, right now, what we should be asking as Kenyans is for the Inspector General of Police to give us statistics on the number of missing persons across the country that have been reported to the various police stations. And then to see
he gave that before Parliament. 59 is the number last year.
Last year, yes.
Yes.
And I'm saying, as we are saying that there is an increased number, we should be asking that now. And I think it's one of the issues that in the particular court case that I'm following up is one of the issues that has been raised, is that let's know how many missing persons.
As you follow up on that court case, the matter of the 7 Kenyans, 6 now released, would you also mind being the woman MP for the president coming from Uasin Gishu County to pick up with him as to the commitment he made, as to what he knows about these abductions and the pledge he made, and to what extent this has been fulfilled?
I think for me, like I said, the reason why we have structures and institutions and independent institutions within the country is that they are responsible. I have access to the Inspector General of Police, and I can ask that question. I have access to Law Society that is pushing this issue. I think that is something that is squarely in the hands of the Inspector General. I don't think it's something that I would ask the President. Because even if you ask the President is going to summon the Inspector General to give him a report. Yes. So I think sometimes it is important that we direct. When there is a problem, direct it to the relevant institution. And
those institutions, for example, just on a matter of one case, Leslie Mutura have been silent for 6 months. They're telling him to his
No, now that you've told me that, I'm going to ask, actually, that what has been the result of the investigation so far after he gave his statement.
Yes, Honorable Kejal. Gladys, and there was a question for you.
What was the question?
As to whether you serve the president or the people.
Yes, that is my party leader and my president. But when the way to help and support a government is not to just by criticizing. It can be also by making sure that we ensure that the structures that exist in our constitution are functional. And that's why I'm saying this stops at the doorstep of the Inspector General of Police. I have done my very best as a citizen, yes, to follow this up and to ensure that we use the right channels so that it is not sufficient for us to speak about it on national television. We must be able to ensure that we are supporting the investigative arms. Honorable Onyonka has said that he has gory details, that he was informed by CS Muturi about the abduction of his son. How I wish he could go and report that to the police station. Because that is the only way.
Justin has already said it.
Okay.
Yes.
He has already said it.
Yes. So that is the way we can be able to change our country.
Thank you.
Changing our country is doing something. I don't ever say, what have you done? You should do something. I ask myself, what am I doing as a responsible citizen?
All right.
And if each and every one of us took their steps to do something, we will change the country. And I want to say categorically, the fact that I'm explaining the methodology of investigating these abductions does not mean that I condone the abductions.
All right.
I abhor abductions.
Thank you.
It is contrary to the law, and it is not something that should happen in a modern democracy.
Thank you. And
so,
okay.
You have attempted to twist the fact that I'm explaining to you the court process that is ongoing to try and say that I'm condoning abductions. That is not true at all. That's a falsehood.
You condemn?
In fact, I condemn abductions. I don't agree with it, and that is why I am part of this particular court case.
All right.
Yes, so I am doing something, and I call upon everybody who has somebody who is missing to please report it. We shall ensure ourselves that the Inspector General gives us statistics of where these people are, and like I said, I have clearly said that in the case that I am participating in, 6 out of the 7 have come up. And we have not ended the case there. We have said, even if they have been found, we want them to help us to know where they were.
Thank you. And